Be brief. 3 minutes.
Sir, 5 minutes. Vanakkam, Chairperson. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to amend the Constitution, Scheduled Castes and Scheduled Tribes Order 1950. Sir, to omit Bhogta community from the Scheduled Caste list and to add few communities from the state of Jharkhand to Scheduled Tribes list. So last week, an UP bill was brought, Tripura bill was also brought in the scheduled things. Sir, unfortunately, everything boils down to election maneuvering and election strategy. Because whatever we see, it is being done for the appeasement and not in the spirit of the upliftment. Like, why I say appeasement is, we have had a BJP chief from a certain community who had lost elections and then made a minister. That is, an individual is being appeased for the community's sake. But what is upliftment is, when Kalanjar Karunanidhi had given that Arundadir community 3.5% of reservation, of inner reservation within that. So that is what is called as upliftment and not appeasement of the society. Sir, in Tamil Nadu, we have 3% reservations even for the minorities of Muslims. There is a community called Kurumans, which is a synonym, a phonetic variation. Since 1978, 25 recommendations have been given to the union government to be added in the state list. But for scheduled tribes, based on the union government letter dated 24/3/1999, Adi Dravidar and Tribal Welfare Development letter in the year 2001, and Tribal Research Center in Ooty was entrusted with the task of taking up the ethnological study of community. So based on the Tribal Research Community recommendations sent to the union government for inclusion of Kuruman synonyms in the ST list in the letter dated 19/7/2014, and as well as in the Manikam versus Ministry of Tribal Affairs in 23/1/2017, the Honorable Madras High Court Division Bench had suggested and directed the union government to consider expeditiously for independent analysis. In order to render social justice and affirmative action, I urge upon the Union Minister, Arjun Munda Avargal, to expedite the process of inclusion of Kuruma, Kuruman, Kurumba, Kuruman Counter, Kurumban, Kurumbar as synonym names of Kurumans, which is already enlisted in the shed. Sir, 2 minutes, I'll finish. Which is already enlisted. I also moved a private member's bill last Friday in regarding this. Sir, there's a community called Lambadi, which is a long pending, which is identified as a backward class in Tamil Nadu, but it is in the ST list in adjoining Karnataka and Andhra. In Tamil Nadu, there are total population of 2 lakh Lambadis, and in my constituency, it is concentrated on 5,000 Lambadis are there in Harur, Tanda, Chitling Panchayat, Penagaram, Dharmapuri, and in Lakkimpatti in Mettur. The state government has recommended in 2009 to have them in the ST list, and a high-level committee in 1994 constituted by the National Caste and Tribunal Commission recommended them the same. I urge upon the minister to have them also in that list. Sir, the Tamil Nadu government has recruited an anthropologist to study all these cases. There was a collector, a very proficient collector called Amuda in Dharmapuri, who had given many of these Kurumbas and these scheduled tribes, they have given certificates, but their siblings have not got. So, and regarding the Nari Kurvars and the Kurvikarargal, already Mr. Raja from our party and BCK Chief Thirumavalavan from Congress, Tirunavukarasu, and our Chief Minister have... Sir, I'm just finishing, sir. Sir, it's a very important issue. I'm just finishing, sir. Sir, I'm just finishing, sir.
Please.
Yes, sir.
Conclude immediately.
Yes, sir. Sir, sir, I will just like to take 1 minute to talk about a Dravidian model. So many of them ask what is Dravidian model. Sir, I would like to say that there are 40 members from Tamil Nadu and Pondicherry over here. Sir, none of us have a caste surname. I would like to say why we are insisting on that. Sir, if we stand, I challenge from the opposition whether they can identify if I am from the forward caste or from the MBC or from the ST list. They will not be able to do that. So what I'm saying to say is that whatever the scheduled tribes, they don't have the name of in their caste name, because it is a privilege. We have only Iyyars, Iyengars, Modis, Banerjees, Naidus, Menons, all to have this. Sir, I'm just finishing this. This is very important. I'm just finishing. So what I'm saying is the caste surname is only a privilege. But a person from the scheduled class who's downtrodden, who's in the marginalized community will not have. So I insist upon this. After listening to this, even if one person from India has changes his caste surname and has only his surname, it will be a big this thing for the Dravidian model. Thank you,
Pratimaji,
sir.
please.